Scenarios, which one? How do you choose which one? I think that's very difficult. But the important thing is you must have more than one. I am shocked at how many organizations only have one. You ask them what their strategy is, and they fall over to tell you. And I'm sad for them, because I see the death of the business. Because they only have one strategy. They haven't worked out what will happen if Paulson goes this way. What will happen if he goes that way? What are you going to do? What will happen if someone wants to buy your organization? What are you going to do? Have you thought about these different possibilities? And I think we must, as part of our own leadership, have alternative plans in place. And we must be constantly refreshing those plans and doing our thinking ahead. Now, how do you work out which is your main scenario? I'm working with one of the largest telephone manufacturers at the moment on this question. Every year they form a world map. Actually, many companies I work with do this. Most large multinationals do this. They form a world map, and every year they renew it. And the map will look for the next 5 or 6 years. And it's their best guess. It's within the middle of the range of where they think their market will develop. And it includes other possibilities. And on the edge of the world map will be different scenarios. So they're clear about the mainstream, but they do have other options in place. Now, how do you decide? I think the most important thing is involve people outside of your worldview. If you are in private banking, I think it is absolutely vital to include people in your scenario building that are nothing to do with private banking. Because they are your insurance policy against missing the 1 or 2 or 3% that could make all the difference in terms of opportunity or risk. I'll give you an example, actually connected to private banking, funnily enough. I walked into a large legal firm on last week, just to offer them a bit of friendly advice about their corporate giving policy to foundations. And it was informal. But while we were there, we suddenly struck oil. Because one thought sparked off another thought. And suddenly, we were talking about the high net worth clients I meet, which are desperately looking to make a difference. Because they've made all the money in the world, but what's it actually for? And they know their money is destroying their children. It's a threat to the well-being of their grandchildren. They are becoming wealthier every year than they can spend. So why have they got all this money? And of course, the only way they can answer the question is by doing something worthwhile in society. So now, one of the biggest growth areas for these high net worth clients is philanthropy. It's foundations. And every high net worth client is involved in this area, just about in the world. And who's advising them? Nobody. Why? Because we have old private banking models, which is about generating more wealth. And old legal models, which is how to structure your wealth so you can give it all to your children without the taxman taking it. This is last century thinking. And suddenly was born the beginnings of an idea to create a whole new department simply to offer philanthropic advisory services to high net worth clients. Now, where did that idea come from? It was sort of already in their thinking. It's not actually very clever, is it? They know the clients, they know that they are involved in these things, but it took me, a doctor, a medic, from outside a legal firm, someone who's nothing to do with law or banking, to state something to them which is so obvious that the moment I said it, it's like a revelation. And they suddenly say, it's the truth, we have to do. Now, I'm saying that's where you get your new scenarios from. It's these outside perspectives. It's when a banker meets a lawyer, and a lawyer has dinner with someone from Google, and Google has dinner with someone who's in immunology, and suddenly something extraordinary is born. And you will find examples of that, opportunities like that in every one of your organizations. So this is the #1 rule. Use each other. This is a fantastic opportunity for networking. Exchange your business cards. Give each other some free consulting. Invite each other for tea or coffee inside your organizations, and you will be astonished at what will come.